Smacking, cracking, and watching. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. Room 104, Season 1, Episode 8. This episode is called The Phoenix. Let me tell you, I'm so sorry. It's Saturday night. The show came on Friday night. I'm so sick. You don't even... My body has been like, shut the heck down, man. So I will try to give y'all a little bit of energy in this review. If it's not what you're used to, I apologize. It's not what if you don't feel complete, go check out some other reviews. Get a little opinion from everyone and come to your own conclusion on what the heck did we just watch. Y'all went in last week in the comment section for the missionaries. Let's just say, for majority of the comments, few of us enjoyed the episode. A lot of you guys did not like it. Y'all went in. And all I could do is just sit there and read it. Let's get into this episode, y'all. Did y'all like it? Did y'all understand it? Was it crazy? Was it just confusing as heck? Did it clear up some things for you? Did it make sense? Was it easy? When we watched Ralphie the first time, we thought it was crazy. But Ralphie was actually the easiest T-ball, knock you in your face, excitement, whacked out story, but it was easy to receive. They just slowly make your mind say, can you guys handle this? Can you handle this? What is the season finale going to be like if it's getting to be like this, right? This episode, I would say, was about decisions creeping, brain injury, the truth. I felt it was one of those type of things where, y'all remember that show, what's his name, Al Bundy, and Married with Children. And you remember that one episode which was so good. I remember when I was a kid. He had, like, was it him or was it Bud? It was Bud. Bud had the good Bud and he had the bad Bud, remember? After a little bit of research, it wasn't Bud, but you get my point. That's how I felt this episode kind of was. It was like, what's in your mind? Is a battle in your mind? That's how I interpreted it. Anyway, let's break it on down. Question: was the peephole like a halo over Liza? What do y'all think? Flies typically come around dead objects, stinky objects. Do you think she was dead and this is what was happening, or was she alive and she was just so filthy on the inside and corrupt with her thoughts that flies were just all over the place? What do you think? I don't know. How do we know she died in the plane crash? Are we just saying do we know her body was recovered on scene and that's why they put her picture out on the news? That part really wasn't clear to me. If I missed it, y'all drop a comment below. Maybe the angel was there, the lady Liza was there to say, if she would have said, yes, I believe in God, maybe at that point, maybe she would have been able to take her to heaven. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe that was a guardian angel. She was there to try to take her to heaven, but instead, this chick strangled her with an old school telephone cord. Maybe when it restarted, instead of her choosing Dan, it restarted, she kills the fly. Maybe she was going to choose her family and go back home. That's a strong possibility. This episode was crazy. You know what? I had my other setup with my big Wolverine painting in another room, and I decided to just pull them all in here. So I got my homie here. I got Jesse, I got Saul, and I got Misty Knight. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you would have saw Misty Knight when I said I don't want to pay $20 for a Misty Knight figurine. But my husband, being the bestest guy that he is, he said, I'll pay the $20 for it. The chances of you seeing another African-American superhero in the store, slim to none. So he hooked his sister up. So I'm very happy to have you. Hey, Misty girl. They keep that original undertone, but it's something different. It felt like I felt in the beginning, I said, oh, that feels like an emergency tone. It feels like a steady tone going across the top of it. And I liked it, but it still had that doom, 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 doom. This show always gives me shoulder action. You feel me? It's a rainy thunderstorm. It's brutal outside. The guest in room 104 They're already in there. They're not entering. They don't want anyone to see what's going down on the inside. To the curtains. There's a fly on the painting. There's a fly on this TV. And when I say the TV is a black and white, bunny-eared situation. So I'm saying, okay, this can't be 70s. Early 70s, late 60s, I was thinking at that moment. And I'm here for it because y'all know I've been asking for an old throwback nasty episode from the get-go. The TV's talking about the heat. Talking about a girl. And all of a sudden, there's this warning that flashes across the TV, and we hear the tones, the emergency tones. This is just a test. We interrupt this show, blah, 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 blah. This female character, and we later find out her name is Jones. Joan looked dead to me. She looked super dead, and I was lost at that point. She was dirty. What did they say? Ran over wet and hung out dry? That's how she looked, man. Bad. Dirty feet, dirty hands, dirty hair. And then I said to myself, okay, two things. She's either dead or she was in a hell of a traffic accident. She was on the side of the road, cranking up those nuts and bolts and changing the tire. Didn't work, had to stop at the room 104. That's what I thought initially, before I knew the plane crash situation. She touches her mouth. She has her eyes fixated on something. And I'm saying to myself, issues that she needed to go on and seek medical treatment. She keeps touching the back of her head. All of this stuff is pointing at her possibly having. She has this disgusting, nasty forearm laceration. And I'm like, what is that? I'm saying to myself, okay, what is that? She's crying. She's clutching her pearls. At 1:34, somebody's knocking. Housekeeping's at the door. She doesn't let him in. She's saying, no, thank you. TV is reporting that there was this plane crash and there were no survivors. Yet we know she was a survivor. So how did she get away? They're showing a picture on the news. How did she get away? And no one knows. First time she killed the fly, I said, what show was I watching? Well, the fly was all over someone's face. I knew it was an infomercial type situation. Westworld. Oh man, I can't wait for season 2. How many of y'all gonna be tuned in? I watched it last season. I watched it all through my pregnancy, and I was all into it. And season 2 is coming, and I'll be tuned in for sure. Let me drop a comment below if y'all gonna be tuned in too. Back to this episode, I felt a real Westworld vibe about it, where I'm like, are you real? Are you numb to reality? What's going on? The plane takeoff, mixing with the tub water, and when they mixed it all up, I like that shot. Same time, I was confused. When Joanne was standing in front of the bathroom sink and you can see the room in front of her while we're looking at her straight on. I like that one. I like peeping it through the conversation through the peephole. The light came on Liza and she woke back up and basically said, hey man, our time is up. You didn't say what you needed to say in that time allotted. Goodbye, I'm out. Confusing me when everything was missing in the room. When everything that was there, that's when I said, okay, this is her brain trauma. She thinks stuff is there and it's blinking, and as if your consciousness and unconsciousness. That's how I took it. What did y'all take it as? She's having these flashes of the crash, death, life, all things pointing back to injury. Then the end of the episode starts off like the beginning. I don't know, man. Very confusing. She's got a kid. She's got Steven, but she calls her Dip. She calls her Dip off. And why would you put him before your family? Because you know what's wrong? What are we doing? He tells her, in order for us to be together, we always said we would need a miracle. Is this what it took? Everything Joanne was trying to hide, the lady at the door knows about. The lady through the peephole. The lady is calling her out at the doorway. Second favorite shot is to see this conversation happen through a peephole. Was it just me, or did y'all also believe that this lady had white hair and pale skin? I don't know. Were they trying to say, hey, this is an angelic shot? Blah, 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 blah. Almost reminded me of those, what the heck are they called? Man. If I find them, I will put a picture of them right here. It must have been part of my NyQuil, Dayquil situation that I had in my system, because that chick did not have white hair. She had a hair bonnet on, a rain bonnet. Drop a comment below. Did y'all think she had white hair too? And I thought when they first, through the peephole, when the door opened, I thought it was Miss Swan from Mad TV. So what do I know at this point? Joanne is still lying to this angelic figure we know as Liza. You got any cuts or abrasions? No. It happened when I was shaving. Trick, what were you shaving with? A rake? A shovel from your backyard? Huh? You don't see that big old nasty thing on your body? Quit. What's happening right now? I'm thinking Liza was an angel, or like I said, that come in and be the good person. And I thought that there would have been a bad person to come in and tell her all the bad she's done. Didn't happen like that. Was this a confusing episode? Yes. Really, really scratching my temple, majority of it? Yes. But I couldn't figure out if it was because of my body, how I felt, or was it just because it was just confusing as heck? Lady says, do you believe in God? Joanne denies believing in God. But who's to say that was the truth, because she lied about a laceration? Maybe she's just afraid to confront what's real. Says you're like the phoenix. You rose from that accident or whatnot and you're here now. Well, shoot, ain't the lady like the phoenix? She just rose up from being strangled with a dang on telephone cord. I'm confused. This mental breakdown, she starts laughing and crying. Her skin was all flustered. It seemed like pale, like she was dead, or whatever she witnessed, it took it all out of her. And then when she bathed or whatnot, when she bathed, maybe the blood flow or whatnot started circulating back into it. Maybe food and rest and being in a warm room, she was able to get her circulation back. It hurts me to say this, a 7. I'm giving this 7 because I'm just super confused and I just don't have the strength to figure out what did I just watch. And I hate that. You guys can fix it for me, help me understand what's going on. I tried my best. I just don't want to watch it again. Don't get me wrong, I really, really enjoy Room 104, and I think that's the whole purpose of Room 104, is for them to shock us and to do some crazy stuff that leaves everybody upside down, confused. What did I just watch? But you know what? We're confused, but we'll be back next week, and that's, I think, their point of making this show. Confuse the fans, shock the viewers, make them wanting more, make them come back because they're going to want to see the next thing that y'all drop them comments, let me know. Till the next time, peace.